Today is one of the nicest and warmest days of the year so far, so I thought what a great day to come out and show you how to clean your sewers. Today's job is to clean out the sewer system around my house, and I think I might have another partial blockage. I think because of construction debris. This is a brand new house, and also I don't think there's much of a fall on the system, so it tends to be prone to gradually silting up. So my system is a typical UK domestic system, and as such has a series of pipes and manholes that goes around the house, finally getting to the one in the drive that eventually exits into the sewer underneath the road out the front. Each manhole is connected to various things in the house like showers and sinks and toilets. And this is where the sewage comes out of the house into the manholes. Some of these are quite long, especially the one to the front toilets, the number of meters, and that, I want to clean that out as well. In cross section, each manhole around the house is progressively deeper, finishing with the very deepest one, which is the one that exits into the sewer under the road. So this whole system relies on gravity, and essentially gravity takes everything downstream into the main sewer. So to clean the system, I think it's important that we start at the very lowest point and make sure that that exit is nice and clear. And we gradually work our way back up around the house, which means that wherever we were working, everything downstream of that should have a clear path to exit into the main sewer. But before we do anything, we need to be mindful that working in or around any open sewer, even as a DIY, has some risks that we need to take care of. Firstly, by its nature, there's always a chance of methane build-up in the system, especially in the manholes. So as soon as these manhole covers are off, there shouldn't be any open flames or smoke in near them. And although this won't apply to most residential properties, you should never go into a chamber or manhole without the proper training. These are classed as a confined space and can be really dangerous. But there is a real risk from bacteria and microorganisms, so proper waterproof gloves as well as eye protection and even a face mask, as some of this can become airborne, is also really important. And lastly, if you're going to do any of this, make sure that any cuts you have on your hands, like this cut I've got on my little finger, is properly covered. So let's go and see what equipment I'm using to clean out this system. So what I'm using today to actually clean these sewers is a sewer cleaning line. This is a 20-metre long one that actually connects on to your jet wash. I've got a standard Karcher jet wash here, and it's got a standard fit-in for a jet wash here, but at the front end it's got a sewer cleaning nozzle. Now this nozzle is a bit like the professional nozzles, but obviously not quite so big and powerful, and what it does, it has one jet coming out the front where it actually hits the blockage and cuts into the blockage, but it's got three jets coming out the back which actually propels it forward and wants to move it up the line as well. So rather than pushing it up the pipe, you're actually pulling it away and letting it go under its own force as well. As I said, this is 20 metres long. I got this from Amazon recently. You can get different lengths, but I wanted to get one that's at least as long as the distance between my manholes, so I can see it coming out from one manhole to the other. So I'm going to connect this up, then I'll show you how it works. Although I've already used this jetting kit a couple of times before, it really likes turning itself into a spring when it's been coiled up for a bit. So I start by uncoiling it and giving it 10 minutes in the sun to straighten before I even try to use it. At this point, I also fill a large container with water and add a good dose of bleach, which I'll need for cleaning the equipment at the end, but I've learned it's much easier to do it before you start. So I've connected it up to the jet wash, which you have just seen me do. Now the jet wash is connected with water, but I've turned it off. So if I pull this trigger, you can actually see the three jets out the back and the one out the front. Obviously it hasn't got the pressure that the jet wash would normally have because it's turned off at the moment, but at least you can see the way the water squirts out. Now this propels it forward, which means it's got its own propulsion forward. If I turn the jet wash on, this is going to be a lot stronger. We'll actually push this up the pipe. I start by opening the two manholes nearest the exit to the sewer in the road. which were surprisingly clean actually, which is a good sign. About 1 metre from the nozzle, I wrap a piece of insulation tape which will tell me when I'm pulling it back out that I'm near the end, so I can turn it off rather than spraying myself with water. I turn the jet wash on, make sure it's jetting properly and get to work. It's clear to me here that the route out into the sewer under the road is clean already, so I start by jetting the route into my property going uphill. It's a bit fiddly getting the jetter into the pipe initially, especially if the manhole is deep, but once the jet wash can be turned on, away it goes. After a couple of minutes, it appears at the next small manhole next to my garage, which is around about 18 metres away. This run was once again fairly clean, so I extract the line, stopping the machine once I see the white tape. So I move up one manhole onto the next run to do the same. By now I'd got fed up with having to hold the handle to get it to spray, so I taped it up so it's permanently on, so I could use 2 hands to help feed the line and just use the main on-off switch to the unit to control the spray, which worked a lot better. Within a few minutes the jetter had reached the next manhole, so I extracted it and feeding it into another pipe but still in the same manhole, went to clean my notorious long run to the downstairs toilet. This is where I did find a blockage with a lot of solids that hadn't run down the pipe as it should. The jetter, using the spray at the front, essentially liquefies it, and this is then washed back out. As the solids are washed away, the jetter is then free to move forward, working its way up the pipe. This is a good time to tell you that this video is being sponsored by ITS for all the tools you need. For those of you that maybe haven't come across ITS before, they're a long-established online UK tool shop with a huge range of tools, electrical, workwear, gardening and lots more. They deliver next day if you order before 7 PM, and their price promise means that they won't be beaten on price by Screwfix or Toolstation. Take a look at their website, it's absolutely huge, and with over 20,000 5-star Trustpilot reviews, they're obviously doing something right. Now for those of you that already know all of that and who watch my videos regularly, you probably don't know that today, Friday the 10th of September, the day that this video is released, is the start of their sale, which goes on for a couple of weeks up to the 27th. So there's never been a better time to save on power tools and everything else they have in store. And remember, if you put into your first order the code Proper DIY, you'll receive a £30 goodie bag if you spend £60 or more. So go and have a look at the website, it's absolutely huge, and remember, the sale finishes on the 27th. I'm now on the last of the pipe runs around my house, and as such the manholes are getting a lot shallower and smaller, so easier to deal with. This last run, although the manholes were clean, the pipe did have some solids sitting in it. Not what I would call blocked yet, but had the potential to gradually cause a full blockage. This is where the bleach and water solution that I made up earlier comes in really handy, so I don't have to remove my gloves until I wash them and everything else that's been near or in the manholes. Everything is well rinsed and left to dry in the sun. If you've got manhole covers like me that actually get held in place with screws and you've got any energy left after cleaning your sewer system, it's a really good idea to put some grease on them to make sure that they don't rust and you actually get into them next time. So there you go, that's how I spend my sunny summer days now, cleaning sewers. Lovely. The jetting kit I used I'll leave a link to in the description below and up here if you're interested. Obviously you need to have a jet wash machine already to make it viable, and for cleaning small blockages I think it works quite well. For serious problems I think most people would still call out the experts. Essentially they use the same type of kit but far more powerful. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please check out the other ones on my channel and please subscribe. So until next time, you know what I'm going to say? Keep your pipes clean.